Hi everybody, Ms Mika here from GIS, coming to you live from the art studio. I'm really excited to introduce to you a new type of art that we haven't done before called collagraphs. And a collograph is a plate that we add, it could be string or plastic or cardboard or fabrics or anything like that onto a little cardboard plate or onto a hard surface. And you can see that those things will rise up like that. Can you see it's not flat, they're texturally on top. And this is called low relief. It's coming up off the plate, whereas a drawing just sits flat, it's 2D. So this is a really fun way of making almost like stamps, and we're going to put paint on here and print with it. And you'll get some really beautiful art that looks interesting. So this collograph style of art or kind of plate printing is very old. They were doing it back, the ancient Greek civilization was doing this type of art making. And actually the word collagraph, the word colla means glue in ancient Greek. So we will be using glue to make sure that we can stick down some of these interesting textural elements of the collagraph. So watch this tutorial, have a look at how I make my experimental plate, and enjoy when we get to actually print and press the paint onto paper, the surprise effect of what this will look like. Have fun everybody, bye! So let's begin by looking at what materials we have available. So I've got a plastic bag, so I'm going to snip off some of the plastic bag, careful I don't cut my fingers. And just have little pieces of different textural objects. So a bit of plastic might be nice if I scrunch it up. I'm trying to use the glue. In a second, I've got a toothpaste box, perfect. It's cardboard, nice, thin, easy cardboard to tear or cut into shapes. So I could use a bit of that. And what else do I have? I've got some of this corrugated cardboard. It's kind of the inside of the packaging of a cardboard box, a thick cardboard box, and that will create some nice bumpy textures. I have a tissue box here. Oh, I can see some plastic on there, a different type of plastic. So I'm going to just tear that out. I'm literally tearing that out. I've got a bit of that plastic, and you can see that looks different. I have some different types of string. I've got some cotton yarn and a thicker cord there with a different kind of bit, and then I have my plate ready to go. This is PVA glue. It's totally safe for your skin. It's easy to wash off with some soap and a little scrubbing brush. So we're gonna get it on our fingers, that's fine. Just don't eat it. I don't think you'll eat it. So the main idea is we actually need a fair bit of glue to stick down some of these thick things, especially if we want to fold them or bend them. So I'm just brushing the glue down where I'm going to stick this little piece of plastic first. You can notice that I have newspaper underneath me and that I've put my brush on top of the newspaper, okay? Now as I do this, you can see my hand is trying to squeeze and fold the plastic, and you kind of got to push hard with your finger. You want those creases there because it's going to add interest. You might need to get some more glue around some of the folded areas. And plastic's hard because it's kind of slippery. This is quite a thick plastic too. So as I'm squeezing it in place, you can see it kind of stretches open again. It doesn't want to stay in place. So you do the best you can with the materials you've got. But you definitely want creases and folds. If it's just flat, it might not show too much texture. So yeah, this is an experiment, so you can try it. There you go. So I've got some folds. I think it's gonna lift off a little bit, but that's okay. And it's quite gluey, so you can see my fingers are gluey, which is nice. It's kind of slimy and cold and fun. And we'll wash our hands at the end. So I'm gonna add another textural part here. I'm brushing on the glue first. We'll need to make sure we wash these brushes really well. Otherwise, what happens to the brush when the glue dries? Uh-oh. So this is a thick piece of cord. I'm being careful when I cut it. I'm just using a small piece. I don't need to go crazy with all of the cord. And I'm just gonna help stick it on by brushing glue on top of that cord. It'll kind of seal the cord and make sure that it doesn't come off later. So I'm making sure I really cover everything in glue. It likes to slip and slide around, that's okay. And stick it down. When that dries, it will be nice and hard and stay in place. I wonder if I do 2 kind of cords next to each other, if that will create a nice pattern. It would be really cool if I could line up lots of those cords like a little fence all along the plate. That might be nice. Don't forget, add glue where you need it. You don't want it to look like a puddle, but you don't want there to be gaps of non-glued areas. Do you remember the word for glue in Greek? Colla, and this is called a collagraph. There you go. So now the connection's made. Why collagraphs are called collagraphs. Gluey graphs. We should just call them gluey graphs. See, that plastic doesn't want to stick down. Okay, I'm going to use other materials. I'm going to speed up the video so you can watch and learn. Let's see what I create on my test plate. Okay, so I've been making this little stack of cardboard here with the glue. Can you see I've snipped tiny little squares? It's really nice to have different heights or levels in what you build on top of your plate. So you can see I've got this like little 3 or 4 layered cardboard stack with the squares. So rather than just having one flat height of thin cardboard, you can actually build it up, not too high. You're not making a pyramid like the Egyptians, no. But what you can do is you can take those little pieces. It's almost like making a little button. I wonder what the effect will look like when we press the printing ink or paint onto paper. So you can see that stack there. You should make a few of those to see what the effect looks like. And you can see that now there's all different risen areas on my printing plate. It's shiny, it's gluey, and that's going to dry nice and hard at the end. I'm going to play with one more little piece of material here. I have, if I count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different textural elements. You don't have to do that many, but the more you do and the more you play around with shaping and texturing the materials you have, the more interesting your test prints will look like. You will get some new ideas. And there you go, we're all done. I'm going to leave it to dry now. Great job, everyone.